The mansions in GTA Online are actually more broken than you thought, so let's explore the many glitches that can be found right here inside the 3 mansions that you probably didn't know about. So the first thing I want to show you is if you go to your mansion garage, if you have the Zaba stored in here, which is a pretty big vehicle, and you have the vehicle workshop, if you go into your mansion garage and get into your Zaba, and then once you're in the truck, if you press right on the D-pad to take this car into the vehicle workshop, it will actually put you in the bar instead of the vehicle workshop. And I don't actually completely know why this happens. I think this might just be because of how big this vehicle is. And this happens every single time I take this vehicle into the workshop. It's not just something that happens sometimes, it happens literally every single time. It never goes into the actual vehicle workshop, it will just always end up in the bar. And I'm not even sure if this is the only vehicle that does this. There might be some other vehicles that do this as well, but all I know is that the Zaba is clearly an alcoholic. Next up, if you have the podium, you'll know that it's right here in the middle of the lower level in your mansion, just across from where the trophies are. But if you don't have the podium in your mansion, it actually looks like this. But even if you don't have the podium, you can actually still get inside there. And it's just as simple as going over to this spot and walking straight through. So the door that's here will actually still just open for you, and you can just walk straight through the wall. Unfortunately, you can't put a vehicle in here, but you can actually still use the AI over here to just quickly get into your garage from the podium, and of course just walk around in here as much as you want. I just thought this was pretty cool that you could just walk straight through here even if you don't have it. Now if you didn't know already, how the mansion works is it's basically its own little world where no one can get to you and other players actually can't even see you. You can actually see how this works if you just have a car outside your mansion. If you just leave it out at the front of your mansion just like this, and then go back inside your mansion. If you then turn around and look outside, you will not be able to see your car or whatever vehicle you left out there, and this actually is the same for other players. If there were other players out at the front of your mansion, as soon as you go into your mansion you will not be able to see those players. But you can actually change that to where you can see what's happening outside your mansion, and it's actually very easy. All you have to do is just call Gerald, Lester, Martin or Simeon, or just anyone you can request a job from, and you just want to request a job. Now once you get the job, just go to your phone, go to the job list and start up that job. Once you're in the menu, just back out. And now if you look outside your mansion, you should actually be able to see what's going on out there. So now you can see my car that I had out there. And sometimes you can actually see out there, if there's a car you've got out there, you can sometimes see it when you first load into the session. But after that, if you enter your mansion, you will not be able to see what's happening outside at all. But with this, you can actually just see what's happening outside whenever you want. And yes, you can do this in a public session with other players. It's not just cars you can see outside. You can actually see other players outside as well. So just right there, I saw someone who just finished a Cayo Perico and drove away. Here, I actually had a bounty on me and a jet tried to kill me and failed miserably, of course, because I can't die when I'm in my mansion. And in this lobby, I had a feeling that something was going on out at the front of my mansion, and I was right. Once I checked, I could see there was a Hydra just chilling out at the front of the mansion, and next to the Hydra was actually a guy on an Oppressor Mark II, so a very dangerous situation to just walk right out to. So I'm glad I checked. This actually gives me an idea. What if I put a vehicle inside my mansion without actually entering the mansion? So if I just take my Oppressor here, fly that into the mansion, and then actually enter my mansion. So the vehicle should now disappear. So I can't see my Oppressor now, but now if I call Gerald to get a job, And now I'll start the job up. Back out of it. Oh, and now I can see my oppressor inside the mansion. Oh, but I can't do anything. It's just completely frozen. Yeah, let's try something else. What if I call out my Acid Lab delivery bike? And I'm just going to try to jump this bike right into the mansion. Oh, what was that? Come on. Alright, we'll get it this time. Let's go. There we go. That's looking good, yeah. Nice, okay. So we got that in the mansion. Now we'll just get off the bike. And now I'll actually enter the mansion. And the bike should disappear. Yep, it's gone. I'll just start up that Gerald mission. Quit out of that. And now the delivery bike is here. So what can we do with this? Ah, look at that! I can actually ride this bike around the mansion. Nice. Can I take... I'm going to take it inside. Surely it can just go right through the door, yeah? Yep, here we go. Nice, just casually riding a bike through my mansion. Well, this is pretty cool. I'm going to take it downstairs now. Okay, I've actually got another idea. So the podium thing that I mentioned before, where even if you don't have the podium, you can actually still just walk through the wall and get into the podium. If you don't know, the arcade, if you don't have the arcade, it's actually right in front of me. The wall that's right in front of me, that's where the door to the arcade is. But as you can see, I can't just walk straight through that wall because there's a cabinet right there blocking it. But I think if I just full send right into that with the bike, I should just go flying off the bike and through the door. Let's try it. Alright, I think I'm going to need a decent little run up to this, so we'll just go from back here. Let's go. Oh! Oh, and there it is! Well, there you go. So I don't have the arcade in this mansion, but here we are. Actually in the arcade. Oh, but I think we might actually have a problem now. Yeah, I can't get back out. I'm stuck. Oh no, what have I done? Oh no. Oh f***. Actually, do you know what? It's not too bad. I think I can just start a race. And that should take me completely out of the mansion. And then we should be fine. Yeah, there we go. We're back out. Hey, and what the f***, man? Are you fucking serious? So I've got another idea. I took my oppressor into the mansion before and I couldn't really do anything with it, but that might just be because it's an oppressor. So now I'm just going to cargo bob a car over there and drop it in and just see what happens. Okay, let's just drop the car right here on the driveway. Let's just get it into position and drop it. Oh, for f***'s sake, come on. It's okay, we can fix this. We can fix this. I'll just land my chopper. I'll take out the up and atomizer. And let's just flip this baby over. Come on. There we go, now we got it. Alright, well, let's enter the mansion now then. And the car should disappear. Yep, there we go. And now we'll start up that Gerald mission again. Quit out of the mission. And now we've got our car here. So let's get in this car. See what we can do with it. Okay, so I still can't drive the car. Yeah, the car just won't move, but I actually have the option to access the vehicle workshop. This car isn't even from this mansion. It's not even stored in a mansion at all. This is from my Eclipse Towers. So let's see what happens if I take it to the workshop. Okay, it actually goes in. I can repair it. And yeah, I have all the options here. Okay, that's quite interesting actually. Now, have you ever loaded into a public lobby and you've loaded into your mansion, but you check the player list and it says there are 29 people in the lobby, but you can only see 4 people on the list. Now, a lot of people think this is actually a bug, but it's not. This is thanks to what I was talking about earlier with the mansion being its own little world. Basically, this is a thing called an instance, and when you're in your mansion, you are in your own instance, and the players that you can see on the menu there, those are other players that are also in their mansion, and those are the only other players you can see on the menu. But then if you exit your mansion, you should actually just see the full list like you're supposed to. Now, a lot of people actually think that's a new thing with the mansions, but it's actually not. That has been in the game for a very long time, possibly even since day one. Because do you know where else does this same thing? Los Santos Customs. So if I go to the pause menu and then go to players, you can see the full session, every player in this lobby. But now, excuse me, anyway, but now if I go into Los Santos Customs,
What can the best mechanic in LS do for you?
if I now open the pause menu, go to players, I can't see anyone on the player list. I'm the only player I can see, and this again is because when you're in Los Santos Customs, you're in your own instance. So basically when you're in Los Santos Customs or when you're in the mansion, you're pretty much in your own little lobby within the overall session, and it basically just puts you away from the other players. Also, when you're in the overall lobby, you can see all of the other players. The players who are in their mansions or Los Santos Customs won't actually show on that list. And if you do the thing I mentioned earlier with the job, you can go from being in your own instance with just the other people in their mansion to the overall lobby with all the other players. Just like this, I'm still in my mansion, but I can see all of the other players, and like I pointed out earlier, you can actually see the other players if they are around your mansion. But now, moving on, you can actually jump out of your mansion. If you go onto the roof and just run right off the edge of your mansion, you can actually do that. But what will happen is it will just kick you out of the mansion. But it is possible to get out of the mansion and actually stay out there. To do that, you will need to have a scuba suit. If you go over to some water, here's actually a good place to do this, and register as a CEO. And now what you want to do is just open your interaction menu, go to appearance, and then go to one of your saved outfits, and then just walk into the water. But just as you fully go into the water, select your outfit. And if you do it correctly, you should actually hear the sound of you selecting your outfit. And if you got that, you will then just want to back out, go to Secure Yourself CEO, Management, then Style, and set the CEO style once to the right to Founder, and then get out of the water. And then if you change it back to none, your character should take off their scuba suit. Now, if you didn't get that, you can just try that again, but if you got it, every time you switch to Founder and then back, you should take off one of the scuba tanks. So now if you have the Vinewood mansion, you can actually come over to this spot at the back with the fire pit here, and you just want to stand with your back to the edge like that. Open your interaction menu, go to Secure Yourself CEO, go to Style, then CEO Style, set that to Founder, set it back to none, and your character should just drop a scuba tank. You can just keep doing that again and again to just keep dropping scuba tanks. Now you just want to drop a whole bunch of these down here and just try to walk on top of them. If you can stack them up pretty high, then you should actually be able to just walk onto them high enough to where you can just walk straight over the barrier. Just like that. And if you try to stay as close to the mansion as you can, so try not to roll away from the mansion because it will just kick you out, but if you stay close enough to it and try to stay under here, you can actually just stay out in this spot Now if you try to move away from this spot, yeah, it will kick you out of the mansion, but if you just stay here, you can actually just chill in this spot. So if you're having a game of hide and seek inside your mansion, this would be the ultimate hiding spot. No one would ever think to look under here. But now if you go to basement level 1 in your mansion, you can find the bar in here, and in this bar you can actually get the Macbeth whiskey shot. Now if you don't know, if you get this whiskey shot, as soon as your character drinks this shot, you'll actually just be on a timer. Eventually you will pass out pretty soon after you drink this shot. But after drinking it, if you immediately start running over to this door and get into your garage, if you get in there quick enough, you will completely stop the passing out, and your character will be able to just walk in here without passing out. But that's not all, it actually keeps going, and what happens next is actually kind of weird and interesting. So eventually if you just stay in your garage, your character will actually just completely sober up and you'll be back to normal again. But if you then go back into the mansion, if you exit the garage and go back to the mansion, you're back on the timer. So if you just stand here in your mansion now, eventually your character will just pass out. And then when you pass out, you will just wake up in the bedroom. And it's the same even if you go out to the driveway. Now the funny thing about the driveway is if you do go out here and get into one of your cars quick enough, you'll actually see your character start to get drunk all over again. The screen should start to go fuzzy all over again, just like that. And if you just sit in this car, you'll be completely fine. Your character will not pass out. You can completely pause the passing out by just staying in the car. But the second you get out of the car, your character will pass out instantly. If you have a dog in your mansion, sometimes when you spawn into a session you can find the dog in your bedroom, but sometimes you can actually find the dog just floating in the middle of the bedroom just like this. And the Vinewood mansion actually had a bug where rabbits would constantly die at this mansion and you could hear them dying all the time. Rockstar has now said they have fixed this, but you can actually still hear the rabbits dying sometimes. It's not anywhere near as much as it used to happen, but it does still happen sometimes. And these are pretty much all of the glitches I could find inside the mansions. I found some of these myself, but I also got some of this info from other people whose names I'll have on the screen now. Let me know about any other glitches in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like on the video, subscribe for more GTA 5 videos like this, and thanks for watching.